My script says we are ready, and I don't think we are. Kirk Herbstreit, though, is. He has to be. He's on College GameDay as it celebrates Lee Corso's final show. Herbie, man, I don't know how you write these. I don't know how you deliver them. I don't know how you get through them. You have to do it today. What does it mean to you to sit there next to Coach for his final show today?
I think we're really going to stay in a lane of celebrating who he is and what he's meant to us. You know, this is not, you know, we really kind of respond to him and his energy and his attitude. And he's got his family with him and so many friends and former teammates. And it's just been cool to be able to be around that. And today's a day of celebration. You know, this is not a day to mourn. It's a day to be grateful that he's been with us for so long. In my case, this is my 30th year on the show. I've been with him all that time. And this is going to be a fun show. I can't wait to do it. And we got a big day of college football. We've had a big weekend already on Thursday and Friday. We got games tomorrow. Yeah, a big game on Monday night with Bill Belichick's first college game. So we're going to do our job, and he would insist upon that. And in the meantime, we'll celebrate him for those 3 hours.
I really like the sign that's over your left shoulder. It says, "Not so fast retirement." Love that for Coach Corso. Let's get to let's get to why you are where you are, Herbie, and let's talk about Ohio State and Texas. Forget about that Manning dude. I want to talk about Julian saying, okay, what is the country going to learn about this talented young quarterback there for Ohio State?
Julian Sayin is one of the more gifted passers that I think a lot of people ever saw coming out of high school football. Went to Alabama initially. Nick Saban retires. He comes to Ohio State, had a chance to sit behind Will Howard, won the job in a good battle in camp. And I think what people see is, to me, he's decisive. In Ryan Day's scheme, he does a good job of making the quick read, getting the ball out of his hands, and in finding an embarrassment of riches to get the football to, led by Jeremiah Smith. So this is going to be a quarterback. I'm sure they'll find a way to get him settled in. Remember, Texas did a great job of taking Jeremiah Smith out of the game last year in the semifinal. I think Ohio State will come up with different ways to try to get number 4 of the football. And I'll give you another name that I went to practice Thursday, and I knew that they lost their 2 starting running backs to the NFL. I was curious to see James Peoples. He'll become a household name probably starting today, where people are going to look at him. He'll remind you a lot of J.K. Dobbins as far as his build and his running style. Very physical, has great acceleration. And when you're Texas and Ohio State, you just kind of reload that next wave of talent. But James Peoples will be a guy you'll really want to keep an eye on today for Ohio State.
Let's take Texas and Ohio State off the board for this last question here, because there are 5 other top 10 teams that have new quarterbacks taken over. And that includes Georgia and Notre Dame, Oregon, Bama, and Miami. So, Herbie, with those teams listed, who's the quarterback from one of those schools that you're most looking forward to seeing in their debut?
Well, I think Carson Beck's the most intriguing because of what he went through last year at Georgia and then left and went to Miami. But I'm going to tell you the guy, and I'm going out on a limb here, I think the kid in South Bend, Indiana, C.J. Carr, and we'll find out on Sunday night when they play, goes up against Carson Beck. I'm really excited to see what he can do. They've got a championship caliber team around him. I think we all know what Marcus Freeman's been able to do in South Bend. He's not getting there's not a lot of talk about him right now. I've seen him grow and develop as a young player, and I just think he could be a guy in that system that could really flourish. Now, don't get me wrong, Arch Manning would maybe be the obvious pick, but just trying to come up with maybe a different name. I think C.J. Carr at Notre Dame has a chance to have a monster year.
I think it's going to be very interesting to see in that heat and humidity of South Florida as well. Go ahead, Herbie, we were hoping for it.
Yeah, here he is.
Let's go. Let's go. Tuxedo? Are we going black tie today? It's awesome.
He's in a full tuxedo.
Full tux. Incredible.
I can't hear you.
He said, I can't hear you, but we can see you and hear you. So, you want to say anything? Do you have anything to say?
No. Just thank you. Thank you for all these years of support, especially when go Buckeyes, go Buckeyes.
Go Buckeyes, he said. Go Buckeyes.
Anyway, he's the James. Today he's the
right.
Today's the James Bond of college football as well. Thank you, Coach.
Now he's doing the horn sign.
I was doing the horn. All right, we're going to see the pick. 9 a.m. Eastern.
Hey, it's funny that funny. They don't know that's a one last fake with the jab step to the right when he puts the Longhorns up.
Yes,
so
they don't know.
they reacted accordingly.
All right,
Yeah.
Herbie, we can't wait for it. Thank you again for all you've done with Coach over these last 30 years for you on the show. It's going to be really cool to see Celebrating Coach, 9 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN from beautiful Columbus, Ohio.
430 times Lee Corso has made a headgear pick, more times than any other. He has rested that Brutus head on top of his shoulders that have helped carry the game of college football for the last 4 decades on College GameDay. His first headgear pick nearly 30 years ago. He makes his last one today. A man who has been alongside for 2 decades of that 4-decade run. Our MVP, our Heisman winner, Desmond Howard, back on the program, live on the set from Columbus. Des, fantastic to see you. We're going to get to your MVP in just a second, but the real MVP today is Lee Corso. How do you surmise what this last 2 decades has been like working for him and the flowers he's about to receive all morning today?
I'll tell you what, man, I want to start with the last question first. To be able to just pay tribute to a living legend like an icon is a blessing. And for us to do this for 3 hours, we're going to weave in and out things of Coach Corso, who's meant so much to this sport. I always say that, in my opinion, when it comes to the most influential figures in the sport of football, he needs to be on that Mount Rushmore. I'm talking about up there with John Madden, Keith Jackson, because he's meant so much to the sport. Me personally, he opened his arms, he embraced me, he taught me how to do what we're doing right now, and he was as influential on the desk as he was off the desk too. So Corso means so much to all of us. We're just so happy that we're going to celebrate him and show him how much we love Coach Corso.
Only Lee Corso right now can make a matchup between Texas and Ohio State take a sort of back seat to what the 3 hours of game day is going to be. But let's get to your MVP. And just as a refresher, just as a reminder, the M is for the matchup to watch. V is for the vulnerable team already in week 1. And the P, the player to keep an eye on today. Des, run it.
Yes, sir. So the matchup I wanted you to keep an eye on, 7:30 Eastern, ABC, LSU versus Clemson, Death Valley versus Death Valley, 2 veteran quarterbacks. That man right there, Garrett Nussmeier, 29 touchdowns a year ago, only 12 interceptions, passed for over 4,000 yards. Then you have Cade Klubnik, right? Quarterback for Clemson, another veteran quarterback, 36 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. I want to see Blake Baker, the defensive coordinator for LSU. How's he going to defend Cade Klubnik and his very talented receiving core they got? The vulnerable team, Arizona playing Hawaii. Hawaii already got a game under their belt. They beat Stanford. And for the bettors out there, check this out. Arizona is 5-10 against the spread versus Mountain West teams, and they're 0-2 against the spread versus Hawaii. They're getting like 16 and a half. I think that Arizona should be on upset alert. Even if they don't lose, if they only win by a touchdown, you win. And the players, oh man, Hard Rock Stadium, they're going to see this guy, Jeremiah Love, running back for Notre Dame, jumping over cats, running over cats. He had over 1,100 rushing yards a year ago, averaged a whopping 7 yards per carry. I remember that play. We were at that game, the playoff game against Penn State, and they're starting a redshirt freshman quarterback, C.J. Carr on the road. I know that they're going to want to lean on the running game, take some pressure off of their quarterback, C.J. Carr. Check out Jeremiah Love, running back for Notre Dame, and that is my MVP for week 1.
First full Saturday slate, late August. I can see it crisp in the air there at Columbus. Desmond Howard joining the program. All is right in the world. Des, fantastic to see you. Game day coming up, 9 a.m. Eastern. From the shoe. Expectation for programs lucky enough to have it. And above all, more important than anything, new merch opportunity for fans. Yeah, that's right. Because how will anyone believe you went to an event or a game if you didn't spend $85 on a shirt to prove it? Ryan McGee takes us shopping around week 1 matchups for my favorite price, $3.99.
As we roll into week 1 of the 2025 college football season, I can't stop thinking about t-shirts. Is it because my social media algorithm keeps showing me Star Wars tees that I can't stop buying? No. It's because this weekend marks the 27th meeting of the two teams who gave us the greatest college football t-shirt of all time, Notre Dame and Miami. They of the fabled 1988 Catholics versus Convicts apparel.
So I guess we can truthfully say, as we get ready for this game, these two teams still don't like each other.
That day, they were both ranked in the top 4, with the Irish pulling off the 1-point win en route to a national title. This time around, they are both back in the top 10, and both with eyes on a spot in the second year of the 12-team college football playoff. But that's just one of a slew of intriguing Week 1 matchups. So, what proper parking lot screen-printed pullover proclamation would best fit each game? You only had to ask. And they have $20 cash. Number 1 Texas at number 3 Ohio State. Let's call it the Buckeyes versus the Buckaroos. A CFP semifinal rematch.
Buckeyes out of the championship game.
That marks only the 5th time these story programs have met, all since 2005. The series is tied at 2 wins each, as Arch Manning arrives under the arch of the Ohio Stadium Rotunda. Number 9 LSU at number 4 Clemson. For this shirt, how about a couple of tigers doing that Spider-Man pointy thing? They are both tigers. They both play in a stadium they call Death Valley. And they both are looking to return to recent but former Natty contending glory. In fact, the last time they played was in a national championship game.
LSU's got the football, and they got one hand on the trophy.
But Clemson would probably prefer we didn't bring that up. Syracuse versus Tennessee in Atlanta on Saturday. The Orange versus the Big Orange. South Carolina versus Virginia Tech in Atlanta on Sunday. Beamer now versus Beamer then. TCU versus North Carolina. Riff Ram Bazoo versus Blue Ram Bills Zoo. And Alabama's first ever visit to Florida State. You know, it actually doesn't matter what we try to print on these shows. Down in Floribama, they're just going to cut the collar and the sleeves out of it. So, buy a tee and tee it up, because Week 1 is here, and it's never looked more fashionable.
The thing about Ryan McGee is people need to know he is absolutely huge on Etsy, all right? Week 1 Saturday slate kicking off today. That's the college game. We also got the NFL kicking things off in just 5 days. It's a Thursday night affair from the Link in Philly as the Dallas Cowboys open things up against the Super Bowl champs in the Philadelphia Eagles. But it's Week 1, and as promised, Jeremy Fowler back on the program here to dive a little bit deeper into Week 1 injury concerns. Nothing to be concerned about right now. CFP National Championship odds.